It's good to see you. This is June the 13th in the evening, and I wanted to talk about some recent changes made on our website. Um, the video section has been moved, so it is now under the About tab, and it will be used primarily to list the news that is being put in place in the other tabs. There's also the addition of a World Religions tab, so you'll find a number of world religions and information about them there. And under Christianity, under the World Religions tag, you'll also notice there's an apologetics section, which we are in the process of building out. So go ahead and take a look, see if there's anything that you would like to have added or any comments you have, and let us know. In terms of news articles, under the State of the Church, John MacArthur and Ben Shapiro had a discussion about the health of the church or lack thereof, and that's an article you might want to catch. Under the LGBTQ tab, the Breakpoint author had talked about mainline denominations and how they had at one point had been such a tremendous cultural influence, but now with the advent of the LGBTQ movement and their capture by that movement, those denominations have pretty well failed, and it's very unlikely that they will recover. The United Methodist Church lost over 1 million members in Africa this last week, and they had previously lost thousands of churches in the U.S. Because of their decisions to adopt an LGBTQ position and to ignore Scripture. Likewise, under the Freedom of Speech tab, there were 2 churches in Michigan and Colorado that are suing the government in order to prevent the government from dictating what it is that they may do within their church or within their church schools. So the government, which should not be forcing an ideology on American citizens, is very much doing that. It used to be that the secularists would complain that Christians might be forcing their beliefs on others, and that there is a supposed separation of church and state, which there isn't. But nonetheless, that was used as a tool to keep religion out of schools. And currently, the government has switched its interest and is now passing laws that directly affect Christian schools and Christian teaching, so that schools and denominations or churches are being forced to take the government to court in order to be able to teach what it is that they feel is appropriate for their own belief system. Under the Euthanasia tab, the European Court of Human Rights has affirmed Hungary's right to say no to euthanasia and physician-assisted suicide. That's a real positive thing. It's a great article. Under the transgender tab, Leah Thomas will not be competing in the 2024 Summer Olympics this time coming around. Hopefully we will see more reasonable decisions along this line being made, and that we can protect women in sports. The International Olympics Association or Committee has recently put out guidelines about how people are to speak about those who are competing in the competition who happen to be trans. And in no way, shape, or form are we to identify them as previously biological males or anything of that nature. They are to be spoken of only as the gender with which they want to identify. If for some reason that we would have to speak about their past or their transition, we may be able to speak about the sex that they were assigned when they were born. But as we all know, you aren't assigned a sex, you are a sex when you were born. So the language is being perverted, and it really is going to be necessary for Christians simply to speak the truth and to suffer the consequences if there are consequences that come from that. Unfortunately, as I've been following the deaths around the world, in Nigeria, in 2 separate instances, a total of 6 Christians have been executed because of their faith. And in Pakistan, a Pakistani Christian was killed because of his faith. I hope that when we are confronted with difficult circumstances, we will be able to maintain our faith as these individuals have given us an example. So with that, have a great day, and I hope that the information on the website is helpful. Please feel free to comment.